Hi, I'm Jay Leeming here with you with a short introduction to the Mahabharata. What is the Mahabharata? Well, it is an epic story from India. It is an epic, meaning it is a very big story. Big in terms of length, it is very long. Big in terms of scale, it involves humans, it also involves the gods, and also demons, rakshasas, various beings from the unseen world. It is alive very much today and told in India and other Asian countries. It has been kept alive for thousands of years by oral storytellers telling the story, this big story, and stories from it. It was first written down about 300 BCE, as far as we can tell, until about 300 CE. So over that span of about 600 years, that's the time in which this great forest of stories was written down. So it's a big, beautiful story. Here is the plot, very briefly. Here it comes. There's two sets of cousins. They fight over a kingdom. One set of cousins loses everything in a gambling match. They are exiled to the forest for 12 years. They have many adventures there. They return, fight their other cousins. There's a big war, and the earth is devastated. There is much tragedy and loss of life, but the first set of cousins reclaims their kingdom. That's the plot. That's it. But there's many stories embroidered, woven into this big story. Okay, here's a few of the characters for you. The sort of five main characters, the heroes of the story, are the Pandava, the sons of Pandu. They are all descended from gods. They all have gods as their fathers. Pandu is their father, but also the gods. There you go. It's magical. So the five Pandava are Yudhishthira, whose father is Dharma. Dharma being the law, the order of this world. Bhima, the son of the wind god, Vayu, who is very strong and burly, one of the strongest fellas around. And then we've got Arjuna, whose father is Indra, the king of the gods. Indra, who is very similar to Zeus in Greek mythology. Arjuna is the greatest warrior of the story, especially with the bow and the arrow. And then there are Nakula and Sahadeva, the twins with shining eyes, who frankly don't do a lot in the story. So those are the five Pandava: Yudhishthira, Bhima, Arjuna, and Nakula and Sahadeva. Their one wife, you heard that correctly, their one wife who they share is Draupadi. She is also a goddess incarnated, the goddess Lakshmi. She is a fierce, a strong, and a beautiful character. Then who else do we have? Well, those are basically the good guys, if I can use that term, which I will throw away in a second. The bad guys are the sons of Dhritarashtra, a blind king, and his queen Gandhari. Gandhari is sighted, but she has a scarf she puts over her eyes to join her husband in darkness. And they have 100 sons. We only hear mostly about the two eldest, Duryodhana and Dushasana. So they are the evil ones in the story. But the beautiful thing about this story is it challenges our categories of good and evil. As the story goes on, the evil people, so to speak, do good things, and the good people do evil things. So it tries to grind down our assumptions about what is good, what is evil. It questions them, which is a beautiful thing. Other characters in this story, Bhishma, he is sort of an elder. Early in the story, he makes a vow to give up forever the love of woman, a vow of celibacy. He does this to ensure peace in the kingdom for various reasons. And he is given by the gods the ability to choose the moment of his own death. So because of this, he is a very great warrior in the epic. There is also Karna. Karna is the elder brother of all of the Pandava. However, he does not know this, and they do not know it either. He is born with a golden breastplate on and golden earrings. His mother abandoned him in a river in a basket very early on, and he was found by a chariot driver and raised by him. So Karna is a beautiful, glorious character. He is taken up by Duryodhana and Dushasana. So he's on the evil side, so to speak. But he's the brother of all the Pandava. Does anyone find out ultimately? Well, that's what you get to explore the story to find out. Who else? There's Amba. She is a female character, a woman who's spurned by Bhishma early on in the epic and vows to learn the arts of a man, to become a warrior, and to one day kill Bhishma. Bhishma, who can choose the moment of his death. Those are most of the characters. There's also one more character in this short film, Krishna, who is a human king, but is also a god, He is Vishnu, the preserver, incarnated as a man. Vishnu does this whenever things are looking very apocalyptic. He comes down and saves the world, ensure that things are preserved. So he's a fascinating character because he is often just a man, and he gets cold, he makes mistakes, all those things. At other times, he is a god and has complete knowledge of the future and the present and the past. So beautiful to have that character in there. This whole story is told by Vyasa, a poet, Vyasa. It is narrated by him. And at one point he is asked why are you composing this great poem of the world? Why are you telling us this story? And he says, I have written this story to inscribe Dharma in the hearts of men. Or as we might say, to inscribe Dharma in the hearts of the men and women of the world. So, what is Dharma? Dharma is literally that which supports. It is the order of things. It is the Dharma of a river to flow. It is the Dharma of the sun to shine. It is the Dharma of a singer to sing. It is the Dharma of snow to fall out of the clouds. When Dharma is preserved, it preserves. When Dharma is destroyed, it destroys. So the entire epic, in many ways, is a laboratory of cause and effect. Humans take actions and there are consequences. The gods take actions and there are consequences. People make these vows, these intense vows, to kill Bhishma or to be celibate or whatever. And we see the outcome of this for good or for ill. So it's a great instruction in action throughout the story. And never more so than in the crucial and famous moment when Arjuna is about to lead all of his armies in battle against the evil forces. And as he's about to do this, he suddenly sees all of his relatives over there on the other side. Spoiler alert. And he realizes the mayhem and the death and the suffering that will come from this war. And he throws down his weapons and refuses to fight. I will not fight, he says. Marvelous. Now, so this story questions violence and the impulse to conquer in a very open way. Homer, in his way, does. The Iliad is filled with the sorrow of war. That's his sort of commentary on it, it seems to me. The sorrow and the sadness of it. But here in the Mahabharata, it's openly questioned, because in moments like this, where Arjuna is just like, I'm not going to do this. This is crazy. We're going to kill each other. Why are we doing this? Krishna is his chariot driver. Krishna, who is a human king, but is also a god, Vishnu. And Krishna gives him advice in this moment, which is known as the Bhagavad Gita. And that is a holy text to Hindus everywhere. So that is in the middle of this vast story. I love this story. I first got acquainted with it about 20 years ago and have loved it ever since. It has nourished and inspired me. I love the way it questions the violence in the world. I love its focus on Dharma as well. There's a lot of magic in this story. The heroes, good and bad, have astras, which are magical weapons which cover your enemy in live snakes or make fire fall from the sky. Also, the natural world is very present in a way that it isn't as present in the Homeric epics like the Iliad. Achilles fights a river in that story, which is an amazing scene. But this world, the cosmos of the Mahabharata, is just filled with banyan trees and butterflies and it's beings of all kinds. It's fabulous. So, this is a little door into this story. Thank you for watching this. I would say if you are from a culture where this story is well known and you wish to get in touch with me and tell me if I've said anything disastrously wrong or pronounced anything wacky, please do so through my website or social media. I am clearly not from this culture where this story is told, but I have fallen in love with it and hope to tell it. So thank you very much for watching this, and take care.